Yay! It looks like I am in. Holy crap. Let's level up while we're waiting here. While I absorb this into my bloodstream here. Holy crap. Now, there is one thing I'm trying to realize, having a hard time doing the Minutemen quests, is that what I need to do is to get this local leader perk. I'm going to abuse this and build a supply line, and looks like that's necessary for me to build up the Minutemen establishment, so I'm going to do that. So which means I'm going to level up my charisma to 6, and that will let me do that when I level up next time, when I go to level 30. So hopefully that'll let me build with all the equipment I store into workshops if I understand that this is the case. Well, someone in the comments will probably correct me if I'm wrong, but that sounds like cool. But inside job is another quest we can do. Insert network scanner holotape into the Institute terminal. I'm gonna do that. This place, though. I don't have my companion. I'm all alone. Nick's not here with me. Oh well. Let's go into here and see what this computer terminal does. View access logs. Error. Signal rerouted. That must have been us. Okay, let's load a holotape. No, not course chip data. What was the holotape that he gave me? Battlefield holotape?
Ambushed on the road. We're outnumbered 5-1. Barnum, report. Force down to 5%. We'll have to scuttle the armor. We can't let them have it.
Oh, this is the Brotherhood tape. Okay.
Damn it. Aspen set the self-destruct. Ferris, fall back. We'll head for the old military base.
Okay.
Then try to make it to our holdout. The code will be our call sign. All right, move.
Now, which one am I supposed to load, though? Load holotape. Courser chip data? Prognac, hi honey. No. Network scanner. There we go. Initiate network scan. Downloading scan complete. Okay. That was easy. Internal network detected. Okay, perfect. That was easy. God, this place is like totally Star Trek-ish. Just step into the transporter room like that? That's kind of neat. What's in here? Random ass loot in this place? This is cool. Wow.
Hello.
Huh? What?
I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I am known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Okay. I will do that. I should probably... So much for laying low.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us.
No.
I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression.
What is this wrong?
Welcome to the Institute.
Oh, hello.
This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable.
Agreed.
I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
I'd like to know how the fuck you know that. Okay, this another looks like a turbo lift. Okay. This is so Star Trek-y, like early, like the very first Star Trek. This is so weird. Oh my god. Oh, hello. You kid? Hey kid. Sean.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Is that really you?
Who are you?
Don't look like what?
Sean, it's me. I'm your mom.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Sean, are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
What's going on? Father? Father!
Shh. It'll be okay, Sean. Mommy's here now.
No,
I should have taken off my mask.
Father! Father, help me! There's someone here! Help me!
Sean, please. Calm down. I'll get you out of there.
Father? Father, help me! She's trying to take me! Father?
But I don't mind getting
Father, help
taken.
me.
Oh, hello. Aren't you an odd little folk? Oh, damn, you
Sean.
dark skin.
S923, recall code Cirrus.
Oh, it's a synth.
Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Father. That's your name? Your title?
Father is my unofficial title. It's what I've come to mean to the people of the Institute. Just as you are a parent to your son. To Sean.
I'm speechless to what the Institute looks like so far. And what this guy looks like.
Just help me understand what's going on here.
I promised answers, and answers you shall have. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
Since when did this go to Empire Strikes Back bullshit? What?
How is that even possible?
I know this is a lot to take in. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the sun you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality.
60.
And here I am. Raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
But you were stolen by them, weren't that? That's not right.
They stole you. Kidnapped you. It wasn't right.
Right, wrong, irrelevant. It was necessary. The Institute believed humanity's future depended on it. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine.
What?
So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
Since when did this go? Now, first Star Wars, now the goddamn Borg. Are we trying to strive for perfection and we're all gonna get assimilated now? What the hell's going on here? But I start to understand why now.
I think I see where this is going.
Then perhaps you already understand why it was necessary for the Institute to acquire me. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone.
Yeah.
Even in their
True.
attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
Wow, I'm trying to digest this in right now. And this is actually not that bad.
Sean. It's really you.
It really is. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
So, you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
But they're all scared of you, though. That's the problem.
They're scared of you, Sean. Scared of the Institute.
People are always frightened by what they don't understand. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. What else can I say to ease your mind?
And that is a valid point. Because ignorance is bliss in this world. And the only way to further knowledge is to know everything and everyone. Especially when it comes to individuality and that fact. That's why I've always been very liberal.
Are you following?
Yeah, I am following.
Your father. He never got to see you grow up.
Yes. What happened to him was... I've gone over the records of the incident.
Tell me about it.
It seems what happened to him was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Now, Kellogg killed our father.
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
Did you use him?
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
I don't expect you to understand or agree with the decision. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan.
Interesting.
He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. I know there's more for us to discuss, but the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
To stay here, perhaps? That's the only thing I'm thinking right now. Because I don't like to live in the life of ignorance. This is just my personal thing, but in video games...
You want me to stay here in the Institute?
Yes, that is what I propose. Is it so hard to imagine? The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
This is an interesting proposal here, because I did decide to make some friends in the Minutemen. But will I go into the Institute, what a lot of people might consider the enemy in this game? And based on what I've seen so far...
I hope you're not too overwhelmed.
From what I see, they're not as bad as I think they would, and that was the first thing in my mind when playing this game. It's a lot of things.
Things are pretty terrible up there.
I've seen it myself. I know. That is why we are so committed to creating a better life for ourselves here. And it's a life that you can now be part of. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
I take every chance of possibility, because we, as a people, our individuality will decide. I'm gonna do it.
All right.
Thank you. The Institute is now your home as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
Here's my input. I want to know more about him. That's the reason why I wanted to be in the Institute. Because I want to give at least everyone a chance to speak their own words. And for me to personally witness what's happening on every single place. And in the end, though, just like in real life, there's always a dark side to every single thing. There's a dark side to democracy, dark side to monarchies, dark sides to organizations, groups, everything. There's always a shadow in the light of anything that's supposedly good. And that has always been my battle, especially with me being a child of a so-called interracial relationship, which in my opinion, just total bullshit. Because we're humans. We are the ultimate race. Color, looks, or anything is just the end result of us adapting to our surroundings in the world. And once all of that adaptation gets spread around the world thanks to the freedom of information, all of our cultures, all of that stuff, we will be one ultimate human race. And that's what's going to be our future. Technology will help us. Sciences will help us. Religion, a minor thought in the world in the end, even though it brings people together. Even though I am anti-religion, but I can understand its usefulness. Even though this episode is pretty much talk-based, we'll take a minute to explore this institute on the next episode after giving out my thoughts and figuring out Father is actually Sean, our son, 60 years young. He looks like a lot older than that, though. But heck, it does resemble his father a little bit now. If you've seen the prologue, he does kind of resemble his father. Why not here? I'm gonna go ahead and cut things short here. So I will see you guys in the next episode as I sit down and relax and digest all this information that I just learned. Because I am playing this blind. I have not been at this point in the game. But it does give you a time to think about what's happening in the game and correlate it to actual real life. And I hope my little rant here gives you guys an understanding of my view of life and how I interpret it. So thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next video where we continue on and take a nice little tour of the Institute. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.